So here's my first impression slash review based off episode 1 of Death Parade. Just going to be talking about kind of the bizarre event that Death Parade is thus far off episode 1, because I went into this only knowing a brief synopsis of it. I never actually watched the little small shorts that they had called Death Billiards, so I only knew more or less that it was like some sort of game where you fight for your life or something like that. Coming into this, like, okay, the art and animation was beautiful. Really, like, I loved it. It looked really nice and whatnot. The opening, colorful. Didn't really like get too into the song or anything, but it looked nice. You know, the visuals, whatnot. Really liked the ending. So opening, okay song, nothing special. Visuals look good. Ending, I liked all of it. It was just, I really liked that song. That song is really good. Now, coming into this gives me a vibe of a mixture of like Hell Girl, the episodic nature of Case Closed, and maybe a little bit of Saw. It seems as though each and every episode is going to be standalone, a story that is being told, which I don't know if I'll necessarily review this weekly. I kind of want to, because personally I'm a fan of something that's really good and episodic at the same time, like Case Closed. But, you know, some people just aren't into that. So we'll see how people react and what people think regarding this one. Personally, I enjoyed the shit out of it. I'm not going to lie. It gave me that vibe. Now, it had that Hellgirl vibe of kind of testing people's nature and kind of seeing if they're really evil and kind of getting the truth out of them, so to speak. And then it kind of had solved like this survival game. Yeah, Future Diary reference. So it kind of gave me all of that in one. You have the Butler guy, basically, that is like, you know, the guardian, so to speak, sending them to either heaven or hell or wherever the hell they're supposed to go, and kind of just determining if they're a good person. Now, this particular story, it kept the suspense going throughout the episode, so I kind of like that. It was like, you got a small revelation here, a small revelation there, and you're kind of trying to find out who is actually the good person and whatnot. And I think the game is, while it's, yeah, kind of, okay, you're supposed to win that, ultimately, I don't necessarily think that's the determining factor. I think it's mainly this guy, the Butler, is looking at you to see, okay, are you a good person? Who's going to slip up? And I think the game is just maneuvered to make you kind of reveal who you truly are and kind of get people, like, it's almost like a mind game, so to speak. Now, with what happened with the chick or whatever, because, you know, if you've seen the episode, obviously the married couple, whatnot, the girl, I was a little bit confused in the end. So was that her revealing her true nature? Yes, I fucking used you or whatever. Or did he get tripped up, the Butler guy, into thinking that? Because she technically won the game. She won the game of darts when he kind of, you know, fucked up at the end and whatnot. So while she won, ultimately she still got sent to the void and he got reincarnated, which is interesting because he technically lost. But is it that she just legitimately was telling the truth when she said, because she thought she won the game, ha ha ha, I was using you, who would ever want to be with you? I was thinking to myself, because when she was back on the floor again, she was crying again, almost as if that was just bullshit or whatnot, and he was just like going crazy, ready to hit her. So I'm like, did she trip up the Butler guy and he suspected this all along? Like, it really had me a little bit questioning it. I think as the series goes on and we learn a little bit more about the rules of this and more about this guy and his actual function, it'll be a little bit more clear, because I was kind of like a little bit confused at the end. But overall, it was just really intense, really enjoyable, and it was just kind of like, wow, you know, just how fucked up, and like who's really the one that's going to go to heaven or hell. Or now, you know, we understand that now reincarnation is apparently a part of things as well. So it's just really interesting, and overall it was kind of bizarre. Like, honestly, I would say that this was definitely a very bizarre nature. It even gave, I guess, a little bit of an aspect of No Game No Life as well, so you have that in there. It's like a weird mixture, but I honestly gotta say, first impression, I liked it. I liked it. I like episodic things like that where it tells an interesting story, brings some tragedy into that, because at the end of the day, it's fucked up. They died on their wedding day with her being pregnant. He suspected her of cheating, and at the end, she kind of admitted it, but then I don't know if it was a weird, like, real confession or fake confession. So either way, it was just bizarre at the end. But overall, very enjoyable and very interesting concept and premise. But if you're going to get into this, be warned, for starters, it's episodic, so it's not following one particular formula, although I do think that some of the stuff with the Butler guy and some of the girls that were introduced that are part of his little guardianship as well might be ongoing, so maybe we'll have some stories with them continue on throughout the story, which that'll be cool. That way we'll have episodic things going on, but at the same time we can still have, like, you know, some character progression and development and things of that nature. So yeah, maybe like an 8 out of 10 for this one. A very good start, just something again a little bit different. And for Madhouse, I'm kind of used to more lately what they've been doing with like Hunter x Hunter and Parasite, where you just get like this really serious ongoing story. And while this is serious, because at the end of the day they're betting their lives, ultimately it's a little bit more bizarre and strange, and well, again, with the episodic nature to it, it's kind of like a little bit different. So yeah, I really liked it, and I definitely recommend, if you want something interesting that's going to kind of mess with your mind and make you think a little bit who's the good person, bad person, check this one out. Madhouse yet again is doing something different. But if you've seen Death Parade, let me know what you think. What did you think about that whole situation? Was it that was a legit confession at the end? She thought she won and it was like, yeah, I cheated on you, motherfucker. Or was it that she was tricking him because she wanted to save him and basically she loved him so much that she sent him to be reincarnated? She wanted him to ultimately win? Or what was up with that? And your overall thoughts of the episode. Honestly, it's like, this is a bizarre ride, and I might do episode 2, I might not. Again, it just all depends what people are thinking of this. And your overall thoughts, but that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you can do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.